So light language represents the singing of streaming light in the form of glyphs, writing or spoken word, or even silence or dance and movement. And this shapes itself in geometrically shapes and assists in DNA enhancement, healing, and accessing universal information. The energy of the words of the language of the heart are designed to clear also karmic miasms, blocked energy from timelines that have stagnated and not healed, sabotage and limiting beliefs, programs. It assists to realign, to also as active rebalancing tools for the mind, body, and heart and spirit. It opens the cell memory, and also it opens the memory circuitry of interplanetary, intergalactic, solar system, and universal memory to open to the heart of love. It's beautiful. And I've come across light language, or I was awakened to the language in the year 2000. It's a long time ago. And since then, this has been the core foundation of all my work. It's the light of God's creation. Light language has also no direct translation. It's known as the language of feeling. It's a frequency that emanates through the heart. Its energy contains like a high content of universal purity, as it works as deeply as the art of sacred circuitry. So in the library of Sophia, of Philosophia, for example, there is a book that contains letters in the form of symbols and glyphs and key codes, and these have been created from light, black fire on white fire, to create what I call, and I've mentioned a few times in my work, fire letters. And this book has within its pages of equal small squares in each and perfect placed symbol, all different. They're very neat and they're very precise, and they are used to create the worlds that built. The letters are structured from symbols that represent sacred geometry, and many that show the rudimentary stages or the basic stages of shapes of all ancient languages. So languages like Aramaic, like Berber in Arabic, like Russian, like Armenian, like Sumerian, Egyptian, ancient Egyptian. They're very close to this. The lines, the symbols, the shapes, when combined, it's like an orchestra, and they form, they are overlaid with each other, creating a unique glyph that has the power to build or to create the object they represent. It is within the spirit of the heart that all unveils itself in this language. The glyphs have meaning in that it becomes a blueprint or a tool to build the form of matter. It is like an electromagnetic keyword, and the word is transportable. It can be moved and placed in any time, any space, in any universe, and in any dimension. Is feeling into that. The word can be passed from one another. It can be understood, it can be reproduced, and they are an unlimited amount in their use and potentials, and they allow all who understand their power to create from choice and from free will. It's the letters from the absolute universal creator's language. Words created from the language are multidimensional. They created across dimensions different vibrations of electromagnetic energy, and they can only be created and evoked by the creator being that has mastered those dimensions or those vibrations. So knowledge of the fire letters, for example, can create pyramids and crumble and collapse worlds and dismantle mountains. And each word is composed from the language, cannot be misinterpreted. They have the same concept everywhere in the universe. That's another curious thing. They cannot be used or thought of in any other way than they are already. So the language is immutable. It remains permanent and constant. And this is the language of spiritual and physical laws and creation. It's the language that creates will release gravity also, and forces that all together atoms that make stars burn and planets spin. And this is the language of our DNA. The set of language codes that describe the whole blueprint from the first atom to the last fingerprint. It is the universal language that creates and holds together every part of consciousness. It is the equations of form and matter itself. So let's just take a deep breath and feel into this language and hear the sound of the language. Kashinwa kale ke kino mai ke kori zande wale ke hina swarana shwa tahi ha swarekai galesh kala koshene asasa aka. And within the language there are light language scripts. There's a variation. And the light language scripts in the original language of the creation, they're known as the mother language, the mother tongue of the angels, the language of the angels, And everyone on earth once spoke this language. So our ability to retrieve those memory circuitries, that remembrance is available. And I'm here. I'm one of the vehicles or the conduits that is here. One of the activators. I'm here to activate remembrance, multidimensional remembrance, but especially remembrance of this language. This language, spoken and written, is manifested in scripts upon the awakening. And through time, we've learned to decode the various scripts. And these light language scripts are interdimensional symbol codes, and they are living languages sending out resonance frequencies to all who view them. So, as you can see, above this transmission, a light language script. If you look at the script and you meditate over it, there are resonant frequencies to view. And there are signals that are sent telepathically to you or through revelation as you access that state of contemplation and connection with your own inner space of the heart. Inviting you to do that. It enhances creative energy. It reveals to you areas in your life where power is held in illusion. It also allows for you to enhance connection with your inner space, your galactic family. It purifies you. It functions as an acceleration activation containing DNA, repair codes, alignment codes, rebalancing codes, upgrade frequencies and communication to bring expansion and evolution, peace, enhanced awareness, while at the same time raising your frequency. And this helps also to increase perception and with a flow of pure emotion, so your full consciousness and awareness is ignited from you returning to you, to your power. Just taking a deep breath. Harunate la hishwara na tori hina horine tamna kai hina to hina sune ki harun kwane hando de karute na hosene ki haili. And as the Alpha Centauros are explaining now, there is also light circuitry, which represents hyper-dimensional language of symbols received through a natural connection to universal love, to universal harmony. Everyone has this ability in their own way to receive these magnificent symbols, these magnificent encodements that can assist in the majority in a wide variety of ways. Sacred circuitry has the ability to reassemble and activate areas within our DNA on a deep mitochondrial level. It can assist in healing, in clearing negatively aligned thought forms, enhance abilities, and even retrieve universal information as a powerful permission slip. Haihila kinikai kitoing ginai kinigudukai kilai kwinna akitika tali hulilu hurmidini kin ashme shemhana horne shemshana hinachni kin nokulekana shinakatokalekaleshi hanayaleya ha. And then we have activations within light language, which are energy bulbs that assist you in seeing and clearing the things that in your reality are no longer serving you. By receiving an activation in light language, or by receiving an activation through an energy code that is written together with light language, spoken or in sonic form, you are given a chance to step forward on a potential path and lighten your energy by the activation energy. It matches the frequency that you are vibrating, and it elevates it, transmutes it, and has the potential to elevate it to the highest version of yourself and your personal good through your source connection. And finally, there is the light codes. You see them through the whole of internet, so many people designing light codes. Light encode means light tuning frequencies, beautiful designs. They are multi-dimensional, these designs. The energy activations to enact sectors of consciousness, allowing you to perceive your reality from a higher perspective. And these codes are like packages of intuitive codes, symbols, sacred geometry, sounds, light frequencies in ancient languages of light, that are transmitted in the moment. To raise your frequency. So for all and those that are experiencing the design or the feeling or the impulse to design codes, it's a very, from my own experience, it's a journey of intuitive and fluid experience from source. So there is a collective creative expression of all the higher versions of all our aspects of ourselves that are situated in so many interplanetary, intergalactic, inner earth, universal solar systems. It is almost like wearing different hats, one for the elemental kingdom through the dragon energy and frequency, one for the planetary body versions like the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Venusians, one for the angelic realm, one for the nature spirits, one for the dolphins, the whales, one for the elves, one for Mother Earth itself that speaks so loud, and one for the inner earth beings, and one for the mountains, the Apos. And so when this takes place, you are in an altered space of meditation. And sometimes, in my own experience, a sound comes through, which sometimes is internal or external. And then I find myself stepping into what I call a higher state of consciousness, a higher frequency bandwidth, tapping into the space in between, or the galactic federation, or the other dimensions where planetary life. So it's from the heart space. Everything happens internally. And then the holographic knowingness then cascade down the design of these codes. And they are like a holographic library screen in the mind's eye. And this goes for most of the hard work that I have experienced, but this is my perspective. I'm plugged with source, and sometimes I'm even surprised with the outcome. And then the energy moves from the neck to the shoulder, to the arm, to the hand, and it's allowed to be expressed. And sometimes the drawing also appears like an etheric tablet invisibly. And I just trace it, which is pretty easy. But each code that comes in has the potential to be a tablet, a key, an accelerator, a planetary technology. There are many messages in each code. So just taking a deep breath as this information is being received and anchored inside your DNA. As a designer of worlds and an artist in a multitude of planets in different galaxies, universes, and a light language, a specialist in many ways, as remembrance as activated within this vessel. This is the experience. This experience has been awakened in 2002. And there are a lot of styles. So I'll just quickly explain the different styles and purposes of some of the artwork that I have produced over the years, and there's more than 10,000 images or light codes. So the galactic temple energy and technology, some of them are just galactic temple energies and technologies that come in to upgrade the brain capacity and They come in to fire all the internal codes and systems blueprint of the human template, as well as the body of Gaia. There's also codes that light tuning frequencies that link you to the star family and multidimensional parts of yourself. There are frequency changing accelerators that effect change in the frequency of your thoughts, emotions, and the mind, body, and spiritual complex. There are keys that upgrade energy, memory at the speed of light. And there are multi-layered holographic images to assist you to refine and activate your own multidimensional consciousness, to heal the body, to expand your collective field, to trigger gifts and potentials so that you can avail themselves and anchor it in the physical body, or accelerate and quicken your DNA. And in the beginning, it's normal to have a whole lot of codes that are clearing, cleansing, karma, lessons that have been not healed, as I said in the beginning. So let's take a deep breath in gratitude for this expression, as we share what light language is. Walalekana sware saheyana khasmatra shmalali Yukia Sandara. So this is the foundation of all my work that is going to be shared in this website. And so it is. Thank you.